Welcome back to the Flow Friday Sports Show. We're kicking off our South Australian netball coverage in the Western Eyre Netball Association. Courtney Trowbridge is on the line with me to talk through a big final last weekend that kicked off the final series in the A grade. How's it going, Courtney?
Good, thanks, Dan. How are you?
Going well, thank you. So it was yet another sort of following the script type of game with Wirrulla beating Thevenard 53-33. We might get an upset at some point throughout these finals, but pretty much as expected, Wirrulla came through with a pretty comfortable win.
Yeah, as expected. I actually thought it might have been a little bit closer. I know Thevi were able to challenge Wirrulla a little bit last time they played, but not to be on Saturday. Wirrulla were without Bella Heron and Sarah Evans, who have been teaming up in defence together, so they were two big outs for them. They had Hayley Webb go from centre back into that goal defence position where we're so used to seeing her, and they had Stacey Lee in goalkeeper. Neve Tomini come up from the B grade, and she played goal shooter for Wirrulla, and I thought she had a really solid game considering she hasn't really played there all year. I think she played one game there the week before, but she done a really good job teaming up with Emma Willis. Wirrulla just got off to a really strong start, putting pressure on all over the court, and Thevi were just making some silly errors. The pressure of that final getting to them a bit. They were able to win some ball down in the defence end through Nikki Sleep and Hayley Jericho. I thought they teamed up really well together, but struggled to transition down the court and convert. Wirrulla had a 14-7 lead at quarter time and really set themselves up for the game. Were able to continue building their lead. Their defence end was dominant, and they were able to restrict Thevi to just 5 goals in that second quarter. So big 29-12 lead at half time. Emma Willis was really dominant at goal attack for Wirrulla. Her and Nikki Sleep, they had a great match-up, and Emma was really accurate when she was shooting. I think she would have shot majority of their goals. It wasn't noted on the scorecard, but for a goal attack, she shot a lot of goals. Thevi could have let that game blow out even more. They were actually able to win the last quarter 13-11, so they'll be pretty happy that they were able to get that last quarter win. But Wirrulla continue on to the prelim. They'll be excited to have another chance at making yet another grand final. Best for Thevi was Nikki Sleep, and best for Wirrulla was Hayley Webb.
Alrighty, so it's spectator season now for Thevenard, while Wirrulla march on to the next round of finals. They'll play either the Western United Tigers or the Hawks, and the other one of those teams, depending on who wins, one of them will go through to the grand final. The loser will play the Bombers. So that's taking place in Ceduna tomorrow, and that's going to be a huge game. We haven't really seen too many challenges to the Tigers this year, but the Hawks have got pretty close on a couple of occasions. Are you thinking there's any chance of an upset here?
Yeah, I'm not sure if there'll be an upset tomorrow. I think, Westies will be pretty keen to go straight through to that grand final. They haven't made a grand final in a few years, and I think they'll be excited to get the chance to go through and have a go at the premiership. I know Hawks are missing Kobe Freeman from their centre. She's gone away to college and she won't be home for the weekend. And Tess Matthews, their goalkeeper, is also unavailable. They do have 2 big ins in Alana Cotton and Rochelle Wheaton. I'm unsure how those Hawks girls will line up. I know sometimes they have swung Maddie down the other end to stand Durrani Hofrichter. I'm not sure whether they'll keep her in goal shooter or look to swing her down the other end. Westie's lining up with their regular team, their regular 7 that they've had settled for most of the year and that have been so dominant. The last time they met, Westie's only got the win by 3 and the time before by 6. So even though Westie's have been that undefeated dominant team, Hawks have been knocking on the door there, so there definitely is a chance. It's going to be a really hot day here for Netball 27. It's pretty hot to run around in and play a game of netball in, and I think there'll be some really good matchups all over the court. I know Chloe Etridge, she'll line up on Alana Cotton, and that's bound to be a really good matchup, both really dominant, steady players for their team, and that will be a good one to watch. Down the other end, it will be Jacinta Binstead. She'll match up on Shannon Johnson. Shannon's really accurate, so it'll be interesting to see that matchup and the pressure that Westies put on out the front there. I do think Westies will get the win. I think it will be a close one, but I do think Hawks will be back to challenge them again in the grand final.
All right, lots of interesting factors at play for that game. The good thing for whoever does lose is that they do get a second chance, and then should they go through to the grand final after that, they'll have a good idea of what they need to do differently. So really excited to see who wins that one at Ceduna and goes through to the grand final, and the loser going through to play the Bombers next week. So that's the A grade. Courtney, what else is happening around the association? Who else is taking the court this weekend?
Yeah, so the other games in the second semi, at 10 o'clock in the Junior C, we have West Coast Hawks playing Thevenard, and in the Junior A, we have Western United playing West Coast Hawks. At 11:30 in the Junior B, we have Western United taking on Ceduna Blues. At 1:15 in the C grade, we have West Coast Hawks playing Thevenard. 2:45 in the B grade, we have Western United versus Thevenard, and in the D grade, Western United versus West Coast Hawks. And just important to note as well, on Saturday night we have our Junior Association presentation night, where all the junior football and netball get together and acknowledge the award winners as well as the association representation we've had this year. And that's taking place at 6 p.m. at the Ceduna Foreshore Hotel Motel. So hopefully, we can get a few people down to that and celebrate our award winners and the great year that it's been.
All very exciting, and the Junior Association presentation night tomorrow night should be fantastic as well, as will the on-court product in all of those finals taking place tomorrow. Enjoy the action, Courtney. Thanks again for your time. We'll chat to you next Friday.
Thanks, Dan.